Christmas for me is that most joyous time of the year. You can just feel it in the air. The atmosphere is almost magical. For most of us, Christmas is like a quilt. Pieces of fabric that come together to create something special and unique for each of us. For some of us, Christmas is the chill in the fall air. Others find the mood with all of the old familiar songs and movies. It may be going all out to deck the halls or shopping till we drop to find that perfect gift. Or, most importantly, celebrating the birth and meaning of Christ. But as we go all out to piece together our special Christmas, it's also a time to remember. A time to remember that it's so often the little, sometimes forgotten, sometimes misjudged things and people that really bring Christmas to life. That's what happened to me last Christmas. It seemed that my hope for a picture-perfect Christmas just wasn't going to happen. While there was a chill in the air, the pieces of a special Christmas just didn't seem to be coming together, bringing unneeded turmoil to my Christmas season through some mistake. The Social Security office decided that I was no longer alive, and so they informed my children. Worse, showing up at the Social Security office didn't seem to be enough to convince them that our Leela Edwards was in fact alive and well. My husband of 50 years had recently passed away, and my children and grandchildren, they all live far away. Even worse, my favorite granddaughter, Darcy, was about to get a divorce. It has long been my tradition to make a quilt to give each newly married couple in the family. But I never did one for Darcy. Now Darcy's marriage was in pieces, just like the pieces of fabric for the quilt that lay in my sewing bag. Meanwhile, my neighborhood here in Chicago that I've called home all these years is going downhill. Just before Christmas, a young teenage neighbor was shot in my driveway. Sometimes I wonder if it's time to give up and move away. But during the course of that cold Christmas season in Chicago, something special started to take hold. My woman's Bible study class at church was studying Mary, the Virgin Mother of Christ. I began to think about the situation Mary found herself in. She was young, pregnant, and unmarried. What if she had been accused of adultery? She could have been killed. But Mary knew that God had given her an assignment. That assignment meant that she was highly favored. As I thought about Mary, God gave me an assignment. And I picked up the pieces of that abandoned quilt. As I began to put those pieces of discarded fabric together, the pieces of my Christmas began to join together. Ultimately, I found God's grace in some unlikely places. It wasn't the Christmas I expected or hoped for, but it was all that Christmas should be.
Christmas is the time for family and reflection on the favor of God. This holiday season, I pray that you are surrounded with the radiating glow of love from your family and from your friends.